السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، طلاب وطالبات الصف الثالث الإعدادي لغات. النهاردة إن شاء الله هنتكلم عن some concepts of the circle. طبعا إحنا لازم نعرف يعني إيه كلمة circle، يعني إيه كلمة radius، يعني إيه كلمة chord، يعني إيه diameter and the circumference of the circle and the area of the circle. إحنا عارفين إن السيركل عبارة عن set of points lies on a fixed point like M by a fixed distance like MA or MB or MC. MA and MB and MC are called radii. Any one of them is called a radius. MA line segment is called radius. All radii are equal in length. MA equal MB equal MC equals to R, which is the abbreviation of radius. If you join any 2 points on the circle like AB, here, this line segment, AB is called a chord. And if you move nearest to the circle like this one, all of these are chords. But if the chord passing through the center like EF is called the diameter. Then the diameter is the longest chord in the circle. Then the longest chord of a circle is what? Is the chord. Okay. If you know that the area of the circle is equal by r squared, and the circumference of a circle is equal to pi r. And if you draw a chord in a circle, and from the center of the circle, if you draw a perpendicular line segment to the chord AB, this perpendicular must bisect AB. Then if MC is perpendicular to chord AB, then C is a midpoint of AB. Vice versa, if you draw a chord in the circle and take a midpoint for this chord like C, and you join it by the center of the circle, therefore MC, it will be perpendicular to AB, which is mean measure angle MCB, measure angle MCB equal 90 degrees, or measure angle MCA. Okay. Another concept, if you draw a chord in the circle AB and make a midpoint of this chord like C, and draw a perpendicular line or ray to it from this midpoint, this line must passing through the center of the circle. Okay, then if you draw CD, CD passes through the center of the circle. لو أنا رسمت أي line perpendicular على الكورد from its midpoint، لازم اللاين ده يمر بالسنتر بتاعت السيركل. طيب، وفي نفس الوقت بقول اللاين ده عبارة عن ايه بالنسبة للسيركل؟ اللاين ده قسم السيركل بتاعتي to halves، فاحنا بنسميه line of symmetry. ده بسميه line of symmetry. Then how many line of symmetry or axis of symmetry for the circle? We have infinite number of axis of symmetry for the circle, because you can draw any line passing through the center here. Then the number of axis of symmetry of or line of symmetry of the circle is what? Is infinite number of line of symmetries. Another concept, if you draw an angle, its vertex is the center of the circle, like this one, like angle AMB. لو انا عندي انجل الفيرتكس بتاعها السنتر بتاع السيركل بتاعتي بسميها ايه؟ انجل AMB. طيب انجل AMB بنوعها ايه؟ What's the kind of this angle? It is called central angle. And we have a relation between the central angle and its subtended arc. If you look for this arc AB, this is called an arc. Okay? If the measure of the arc is 60 degrees, then the measure of this angle is 60 degrees. And the left arc here, you know that the measure of the circle is 360. If this is 60 and the other arc, يبقى الارك اللي باقي ده هيبقى 300 degrees. Then the reflex central angle here is 300 degrees. Then you have a relation now between the measure of the central angle and its subtended arc. They are equal in measure. Okay, by the same way, you must know that if you have an angle, its vertex on the circle, what is the name or what is the type for this angle? ABC. Angle ABC, its vertex is B, lie on the circle. And the other points AC drew the arc which is subtend this angle. And this angle is called what? It is called inscribed angle. What is the relation between the inscribed angle and its arc, its subtended arc? It is equal to half the measure of the arc. If this is 60, then this measure is 30. Then the subtended arc is equal to double the measure of the inscribed angle. والعكس بتاعها ان الانسكرايبد انجل يا اولاد بيساوي نص الارك اللي بتقابله. وبالتالي انا ممكن اطلع من هنا بثيرم بتقول لي ايه؟ بتقول لي ان لو انا عندي central angle subtend this arc like AMB and another inscribed angle like ACB, الارك ده لو 60 degrees هتبقى دي 60 degrees ودي 30 degrees. يبقى معنى الكلام ده ان الميجر بتاع الانسكرايبد equal half the measure of the center subtended by the same arc. طب if you draw another inscribed angle like ADB, it will be 30 like this one. Then all inscribed angles subtend the same arc like these angles are equal in measure. Then we have two concepts now. The central angle is double the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. And for example, if you have this angle, central M, AMB, and this is 70, and he drew an inscribed angle like AC. What is the measure of angle ACB? It will be what? Half the measure of the central angle, 70 divided 2, which is what? 35 degrees. If you have another figure like this and you have central angle, it is 80 degrees, and you have a central and an inscribed angle like ACB, like this, and this is 40 degrees, and this is 80, sorry. Then what is the measure of this angle? You know that angle AMB, its arc is AB, ACB, its arc is AB. They have the same ends, A and B. AMB, its center is the center, and ACB, its center is, its vertex is C, and their ends A and B. These are the subtended arc, which is mean the measure of angle ACB is 40 degrees. I think you get some points now. You know that the meaning of the radius of a circle, it is a line segment joined between any point and the center, like MA, like MB. This is called a radius. You know that the meaning of a chord AC or CB, a line segment joined between any 2 points on the circle. If you move to passing through the center, you will get the diameter. The diameter of the circle is the longest chord in the circle. And you know that the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, and the area of the circle is pi r squared. And you know that the measure of the central angle is equal to the measure of the subtended arc, and the measure of the inscribed angle is equal to half the measure of the subtended arc, which is mean the measure of the inscribed angle is equal to half the measure of the central angle subtended by the same arc. Okay, and we know that if you draw a line segment or a line from the center of the circle to a midpoint of a chord, then it will be perpendicular to it. How to apply these concepts for solving some questions? If you have a circle like this, this is a chord AB, and you take a point like C, midpoint of AD, and draw another chord like AD, and take E is a midpoint of AD, and the center is M. If you draw ME and draw MC, what is the relation between these line segment and their chords? You know that if C is a midpoint of MB, this means MC is perpendicular to AB, which is mean we have a right angle MCA. Its measure is what? Is 90 degrees. And the other side, ME, is perpendicular to AD. Then if you know the measure of this angle 70 degrees, what about the measure of the central angle CME? What about its measure? Now measure angle MCA is 90, and measure angle MEA is 90, and measure angle A is 70, and this is a quadrilateral. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is what? Is 360 degrees. Then if you find the sum of these angles, 90 plus 90 plus 70, it is 180 plus 70, it will be 250. If you subtract 250 from this sum, it will be 110. Then the measure of angle CME, it will be 110 degrees. Okay, then we apply what? We apply if you have a midpoint of a chord and any line passing through the center and this midpoint, it must be perpendicular. The perpendicular mean you have right angle.